Okay, so it's a really nice lesson for honors because it really makes it, it's a little, it's a lesson where you can make it a little more difficult. When you look at that blue hat where there's metacognition, and it's a very difficult process for kids to really think about their thinking. So if you have those kids and you know ahead those kids that are just way up there and they're ready to be challenged and they need that enrichment, it's really a great opportunity to make sure they get those blue hats, and you can even have a couple of them work together and think about their thinking. And the other thing we did in this lesson that really raised it for honors was when we connected it to that instructional piece about drawing conclusions and inferences, we forced the kids to think about how these hats connect to that piece of instruction. So they had to look at questions and figure out, am I making an inference or am I drawing a conclusion? And to know that, what hat did I use? And so they're making a connection and they're thinking once again about that thinking process. So I think this lesson really raises the stakes, and it forces some of those honors kids who sometimes get into a routine and try to do what they can do to get by. It really forces them to think and make them think about their thinking, that metacognition part. And it's also really nice for teachers because I think we so often think about these wonderful strategies, de Bono's hats, the Socratic seminars, and all of these as wonderful things that we can use for an honors classroom, which they are. But it's also really important to consider that intentional planning piece. Thinking about your kids, looking at the data, thinking about your kids, who they are, where their strengths are, and you can really use those hats to pull those out and make them think differently and push them. And I think this lesson really illustrates that.
That was great.